Somehow that started itself. That's clever. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm trying out a new angle. I'm not sure it's going to work. I hope everyone's well. I'm just here to talk about something I've been reading over the weekend. I finished reading the Marie Mancusi Robin Hood book, which, I forget where I've put it now, I really liked. And I talked a bit about that last time, didn't I, Socks? He's over there on my desk eating dreamies that he's been sent in the post. Anyway, I really enjoyed the Robin Hood book. I moved swiftly on to a book that Jeremy bought me for my birthday. When we went to Farsley in Yorkshire and we found that fantastic bookshop, Truman's, which we both liked and found actually friendly, a friendly bookshop. He whizzed off while I was looking at things and bought me a copy of this, The Closest Thing to Crazy, by Mike Batt, the composer and singer-songwriter, and Womble. Jeremy knew it would be just the kind of thing that I would like, because it's about a quirky, eccentric creator with a decades-long career who has been working in all parts of the creative industries and has had his ups and downs and lives to tell the tale in his own inimitable way. And that tale is about going on top of the pops dressed as a Womble and working with amazing bands like Steel Eye Span and people like Katie Melua, and buying a yacht and spending 2 years traveling the world and having amazing adventures. He's a real eccentric, I think, and a force for the good. The Wombles chapters in particular are hilarious, and just, they're so English or so British, the strangeness of it, the silliness of it all. Now, people watching this all over the world might not know about the Wombles. They were a series of books, 5 or 6, by Elizabeth Beresford in the 70s. The books came first. I've got a couple here in a bind-up volume. This is a anthology that came out after their TV show was a big success on the BBC. Stop motion 5-minute cartoons that were an absolute a must, really. They're such a part of my childhood. It's almost impossible to imagine life without the Wombles. And Bernard Cribbins' voice and Ivor Wood doing this amazing animation. And the music, which is indissoluble from the show, by Mike Batt, who then went on to have quite a few hit singles as the Wombles. He had costumes made by his mother for his whole band, and they toured the place dressed as Wombles. And that makes for some of the funniest chapters in the book. I'm just trying to find the bit where he finds out about the fact he's going to be a Womble. It's somewhere in chapter 3, maybe I've got that wrong. It's very sweet, where his mother makes the costumes. He contacts her to get sewing so he can go on tour. Those were the good days. We weren't by any means rich. Indeed, we lurched from one cash flow crisis to another. But it was a time of youth, energy, and ambition. I think that's the thing, that's a generation of people who have all these amazing opportunities, and the people who really want to go for it found the world opening up to them. That's what I kind of associate with the 60s and early 70s. Back on the houseboat, at this point he's living on a canal boat with his young family. I bashed away on my little ship's piano and came up with the jazzy intro with the descending bass line, followed by the tune and the words, underground, overground, wombling free, the Wombles of Wimbledon common are we. The rest of the lyrics were written on the train on the way to meet again with Ivor Wood. I remember seeing a small child playing on the opposite seat bench and thinking to myself, I wonder if this child will ever hear the song I'm writing right now. Every child in Britain would know it off by heart. The stuff about going on Top of the Pops is amazing. I won't spoil that. I'll let you read that for yourself. The actual story about the involvement of Steel Eye Span in going on Top of the Pops. Where's the bit with his mother? That's the bit I like. Yes? Oh, here they are. Here it is. In order to break into the charts, he had to embody the Wombles. They needed to see the artist. People want to meet the artist and be able to say they've worked with the artist, that they know the artist. So I rang my mother, she who had made all the fancy dress costumes when we were kids. She who was inspirational and energetic. She who had a sense of joy and fun. Could you make me a Womble costume? I asked her. The following week, wearing an ingenious costume which had 2 inflatable beach balls, one at the front, another at the back, to create custom-made adjustable fatness for the wearer, and a face made from a rolled-up plastic washing-up mat, and a black painted ping-pong ball for a nose. I presented myself unannounced outside the office of Dick Asher, managing director of CBS. Who shall I say it is? Asked the bemused secretary, thinking maybe I was one of his American bosses playing a joke. Just say it's Orinoco Womble, I said. Dick came out of his office laughing. The visit was a huge success. He took me down to see Clive Selwood and the promotion team, and all the girls in the secretarial area, yes, it was like that in those days, gathered round to hug me and have pictures taken. The Wombles were born that day. There's a bit after that where he goes on the Cilla Black show with Bernard Cribbins, and I don't think the clip exists because the BBC wiped tapes, but the 3 of them sang the theme tune to the Wombles together on Cilla's Christmas show, 1974. That is the kind of acme of my childhood, really. That's the kind of telly we had, and it was delightful. And reading the life stories of the people who were the kind of people who were responsible for the childhood, the crazy TV and songs and art around us when I was a kid, just makes me feel gratitude, really. And I love reading stories like this. I'm almost finished this. He's almost up to the present day. I've got a couple of chapters left, so that will be me this afternoon. So it was a very successful surprise birthday present. Okay, everyone, I will talk to you again quite soon. Bye-bye.